long time ago, before the time of Christ, the people, the Maya people of Guatemala and Mexico, told a story of the creation, of the birth of the sun and the moon, and of the sowing of the first corn. The Maya drew pictures of these sacred stories on pottery that was buried in the graves and in tombs. These pictures were meant to guide the dead through the frightening trials of the underworld to their final place of illumination. This story of creation is known as the Popol Vuh of the Kichimaya.
Ka katsinok ka kachamamok katsinonik ka katsilanik kakalolinik ka tolong napu chupaka guaecate navetsig navichang mahavijun guinak junchikop sikin kar tap che abak hul siguan kin kichelah chutukel kajeolik Maguicalajo guachuleu, chutukel remanik palo, upacaj.
These then are truly the first words, the first sounds. There was not yet one person, one deer, bird, fish, tree, rock, meadow, or even forest. All alone the sky existed. All alone the sea lay silent. The womb of heaven was still. They were there, the former, the shaper, majesty and plumed serpent. Brilliant they were then, and wrapped in plumes and dove feathers. They spoke. They thought. They pondered. Then they gave birth. Then they thought about the birth, the creation of trees and shrubs, and the dawn of life and humanity, all created by heart of sky, heart of earth. They called on our grandmother, Ishmukhani, our grandfather, Ishpiaquk. What can you make that may be intelligent, that may worship us, that may call upon us? Try to make obedient beings, respectful beings, out of earth, out of mud. But the flesh was soft. It made no sense. It could not multiply, and so it was destroyed. Try again. Try one more time, grandmother of day, grandmother of light. At a stroke, the dolls were made, carved of wood. But the wooden people had no hearts, no minds. They abused the trees and the rocks. They abused their dogs and their grinding stones. They did not think of their creator, heart of sky, heart of earth. And so they were destroyed. Their dogs tore at them. Their pots smashed their faces. And heart of sky brought a great flood. Those who escaped the great flood are the monkeys in the forest today. This is the story of the making of the father of the hero twins who bring light to the earth. In the darkness, in the nighttime, were born one hunter and seven hunter. One hunter married alligator parrot. Their first two sons were one howler and one monkey, both artists and magicians. The fathers and sons played ball every day on the road to Xibalba, the underworld. Of Xibalba were called One Death and Seven Death, Pus Maker, Bile Maker, and on like that. Their job was to sicken people, to kill people. They had heard of the miraculous rubber ball, and they wanted one for their own.
What's happening on Earth?
They don't respect us. In fact, they're throwing things over our heads.
One Death had a plan.
Hey, knife owl, one-leg owl, parrot owl, skull owl, bring the ball players here. Invite the fathers down here to play with us. We want to enjoy ourselves with them.
When One Hunter and Seven Hunter arrived, they were tricked and humiliated by the lords of Xibalba. They just were not wise enough. And so they were sacrificed.